Hey everyone, and welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. We appreciate you being here inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Great Lakes Honda City coming to you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. They're open for sales and service Monday through Saturday and all the time online at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. I am picture in picture with somebody who is no stranger to the show. I've gotten to talk with him since he came into Syracuse, and that is offensive lineman Da'Metrius Weatherspoon, who comes to us after signing with the Buffalo Bills as an undrafted free agent here in 2026. Syracuse Orange offensive line alum, heading not too far away, a couple hours from Syracuse, to Buffalo, staying in upstate New York after signing with the team. Da'Metrius, how we doing?
Doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. And first and foremost, just bring me into how it all went down, how it happened. So the draft ends, and then how soon did you get on the phone with the Buffalo Bills?
As soon as it ended. Actually, I have to say, as soon as they took their last pick, is when I found out. So right after their last pick, I found out I was going to be fortunate enough to have the opportunity to be a Buffalo Bill.
So right after their last pick, you get, so is it you that gets it, or does your agent get the phone call? Are you in the same room? Bring me into what happened.
I say agent gave me like a heads up a little earlier on. Then he just said be prepared for if you go on UDFA or you could get picked. So you feel me? So it was just between the two. So after that, I was like, all right. In terms of that, it's a waiting game, and I got that phone call when in the backyard with my family, and then everybody went crazy.
Yeah. And now were you back at home with everybody, and share everybody just where home is for those that don't know?
Oh, Pittsburgh, PA,
So
specifically. I'm
so
from
you're in
Clayton, but
Pitts
in Pittsburgh.
yeah, so you're in Pittsburgh area. The
hmm
draft is in Pittsburgh. So
hmm
how surreal was that the entire world converged on Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and then just outside of Pittsburgh, you're waiting for an opportunity and a phone call. I mean, how surreal is it that you get a call from the NFL in the year that the NFL comes to Pittsburgh?
Honestly, it was crazy. I'm like, wow, this year is really this. I'm going into my senior year, and the following year the draft is going to be in Pittsburgh. So it's like, are you already got motivation, to do the best as you can, to have the season that you want to have, to have the opportunity to go to the next level.
Yeah.
So when I seen that it was in Pittsburgh, it was honestly just like you said, surreal. It was like, okay, I got the opportunity to go to the next, take that next level, go to the next level, and it's in the city that I'm from.
Yeah, and when you look at that area, and like you said, just outside in Clairton, Pennsylvania, how would you describe home and just, if to someone who's never been to where you grew up, just what your area, what Clairton is like, and what that greater Pittsburgh area was like growing up around that area?
Uh, well, growing up, it was actually pretty fun. We was always outside. Nobody stayed in the house. So, because, social media and everything wasn't really, at this level it is now. So, man, as soon as we get out of school, man, we go find the biggest yard and just play free-for-all football or baseball, or we hit the park and do go play basketball. It's just a bunch of different stuff. Though I'm from Clarion, I didn't go to school in Clarion until high school. I went to a charter school. So as soon as I was done with charter school, I was excited to go home and see my other friends that are from my city, and we just played outside. Then Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh is very nice.
Yeah.
I say like I love the skyline, especially at night. Um, and other than that, it's like whatever you need, you can really just go downtown. If not, then stay where you at.
Yeah, and I mean, I came and went around Pittsburgh a couple times, and so I was there when Jacksonville, I think it was 2018, when Jacksonville played Pittsburgh in the divisional round of the playoffs in the AFC. And I went to a place called Church Brew Works where they literally took over a church and turned it into like this restaurant brewery thing. There's these different kind of style places in Pittsburgh. How would you describe if someone had never been to Pittsburgh and you had to paint a picture of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? Because I know my experience. I know being around the fans of the Steelers after that game and whatnot. How would you describe Pittsburgh to someone who doesn't understand Steel Town?
Man, they a bunch of diehard fans, a bunch of diehard fans. Then honestly, they got so many different like creative food places that you wouldn't even expect to like see, especially leaving like the stadium or something like that. And then it's almost like if you a fan, if you a Steeler fan, it's almost like a big family in terms of how hard they ride for the Steelers. Um, Other than that, if I was to explain it, bipolar weather as well, though. That's one thing I don't really change is how bipolar that weather is.
Yeah, and I would say that you going from Pittsburgh eventually to Syracuse, you went from bipolar to bipolar.
Yeah, essentially. Essentially.
So did you grow up a Steeler fan or no?
Yes, I did. I grew
Okay.
up a Steeler fan.
So
I
when
did.
Buffalo makes the phone call, they say that Buffalo kind of has some similarities, right, to Steel Town, blue collar, hard working, hard nosed people. So you get a phone call from Buffalo. What was that like for you growing up a Steeler fan and getting called by the Bills?
It was actually pretty funny, uh, in a way, because I was like, I have a lot of family and friends in Buffalo. Uh, so it's like throughout the whole year, I would be in Buffalo, visiting my girl and her family. So it's like, and they spoke it into existence, like, yeah, you're gonna be a Bill. Like, I know you're a Steeler fan, but you're gonna be a Bill. And then, like, you see 6 months to a year later, eh, they spoken into fruition, and then I'm a Bill now.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean they kept telling you. So how crazy was that going through your mind when Buffalo, of all 32 NFL franchises, that Buffalo called you? Did that make you truly believe in what people say, that you can speak something into existence, you can truly manifest something?
Absolutely. Like, absolutely. It was like almost like another time where it's like speaking things into fruition came true. First, of course, you want to go college, free education. That was one. Then get the degree, that was two. And then it was like, okay, keep going and keep going. And the league ended up being one of them. And then I got the opportunity.
Yeah, and you talk about getting the education side of it, which you had the opportunity to do. How important is it for you, Demetrius, to be a student and not just an athlete? We hear so much now about money, NIL, transfer portal, all of this stuff that has nothing to do with going to class. So, why was it important for you to get an education, to have a degree, and to have a future beyond football someday?
My family. It was really instilled in me very early that education is very important. You know, yes, you have the opportunity to live your own life, but if you have the opportunity to get an education, especially for free, you want to take advantage of it to give you that little head start and to not have to worry about anything for the most part. Because with an education, it also opens more doors. I'm not saying that you have to go, to college or anything, but when you do, or if you have the opportunity to go to college, you finish it all through, do what you have to do, handle your business. It also opens up a lot more doors and a lot more opportunities.
You went to Howard originally before you came to Syracuse and HBCU. What did you
Mhm.
learn from Howard and being a part of that history, being a part of, what is stood for there? The HBCUs didn't get a lot of love, a lot of fanfare, a lot of spotlight until the last few years, kind of around COVID time. So, what does it mean to you that that's part of your history to go to a place that is connected to the historically black colleges and universities, and just what Howard means, the Howard Bison, will always mean to
Mhm.
you?
Um, I feel like it's an honor. It's like I've been there, I studied there and everything, so it's like they always hold a near and dear space spot in my heart. They gave me the opportunity to continue my football career, and they helped me push, grow into a better man, grow into a better football player, grow into a better student. Then I was ultimately able to take that next step up to a bigger division and have a career as well. So I have nothing but I'm just completely grateful for that opportunity and to be able to say that I went to HBCU as well.
To go through the recruitment the way you did when you were originally being recruited out of high school and you get the opportunity from Howard to go from there to the ACC to the autonomy group, the autonomy four, which include the ACC, the Big Ten, the Big 12, and the SEC. Just your road through recruitment that maybe if they didn't see you before, how you kept working, kept manifesting, kept praying, kept believing in yourself to be that kid that got to
Mm.
a place where you got to play, ACC football. Just bring me into the road and not giving up on yourself. And even if it wasn't something that happened right away, the fact that you went from high school to Howard, kept believing, and like you said, got yourself recruited again to go to Syracuse.
Yes. Honestly, I'd have to say thanks, my Lord and Savior. First, that's the first thing I'd have to say. Continue to pray and continue to believe in myself and having a very strong support system that also supported me helped a lot. Going out of high school, you typically had that ego of like, I want to be at the top, I want to be highest paid or whatever it is. And, I still, though I didn't go, like P4 level, um, biggest opportunity was Howard, and they're very good. And like as we said, the education program is very well known, and they have power in their degree as well. Um, you know, then how would I say this? First year, I sat out red shirt and everything, and it was just really focusing on developing my body, developing physically and mentally, to know when it's time for you to take that spot of a starter or to play in general. So it was tough at first, being a state away, three I think I was about 3 hours away from home, 2 to 3 hours away from home, young. It was like boom, like you are on your own now. You feel me? In terms of like you don't got nobody. Oh, come on, you gotta go to school. You have responsibilities that you have to take care of,
Yeah.
and then you also have responsibilities that you have to take care of yourself, and support to continue to do good and have the support that you have behind you to continue to push and strive to wherever you want to be. So it was I was really pretty nervous going into that portal after we lost in the HBCU championship against FAMU. It was right after that is when I decided to hop into the portal because I felt like yes I did my part on the HBCU level, but I felt like there was more to it, especially to get to the level that I wanted to go. I feel like I still needed to build mentally, physically, and spiritually. And Syracuse ultimately was the space, the location, the culture that I really was biased towards and really honestly just fell in love with.
Yeah, and you, like you said, going through that recruitment, falling in love with Syracuse. What was it about the Orange that stood out to you? And were there any other schools that you got really close to saying yes to? First and foremost, I guess we'll start there. And then why was Syracuse the one that you eventually were like, hey, this is the one because they have X, and what was that X?
Um, Honestly, I say Fran.
Okay.
Definitely, I'll definitely say Fran Brown. Me and him talked a lot. Me, him, and my mom and my siblings, like we all talked a lot, and we all was on the same like mindset in terms of how we want to be successful. We want to change the culture, help change the culture of Syracuse, and help bring it back to how it used to be in terms of being a very successful team, school, all that. So when I seen that, then I seen all the resources that they had in terms of um, nutritionists and strength and conditioning. I was like, oh man, this got to be the spot. Then I see how tough he is with his players.
Yeah.
Very, very tough, and sometimes you need that. You feel me? Off the field, it's real like you can go to him at any time. On the field, is strictly business. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's what I really respected that, and I really appreciated that till this day.
Were there any schools that you got close to potentially saying yes to before Syracuse?
I say my hometown, Pitt.
Okay.
Yeah, that was about it. Them two.
So you said the X factor was Fran Brown. So how did he differentiate from what you saw at Pitt?
Um, well, like I said, his character. Like I said, on off the field is respect on and off the field, but off the field is real life. Like you need, like if you need something, like let me know. Communication is key, obviously. Then that faith, in the higher power. He was really strong in faith, and it was like, okay, that's another step in my life. That's another step. Yeah, that's another step in my life that I also want to build upon, improve on. My faith with God, and he also pushed that as well, and that was really important to me. Um, all also, Pitt, I couldn't do Pitt. It was just too close to home.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Is a rival though. So I mean, Syracuse plays Pitt every year. So when you went up against Pitt, did you ever get that like friendly hate in a way? Did you have anybody kind of rip on you a little bit from home?
But the first year we played on that Thursday, yes. One of the D tackles was my boy, Nakai Johnson. Me and him played little league against each other and high school against each other.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see. It was cool to play somebody that you cool with and on three different levels.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
So there's a few things I want to get into when it comes to Fran. Da'Metrius Weatherspoon here, and you can't get in trouble because you can't make you run no more because you're all done with that. So Syracuse Orange offensive line alum signed by the Buffalo Bills as an undrafted free agent here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in this spotlight presented inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Fran Brown likes to swear a lot.
Right.
And when you're in
Mhm.
practice, you hear a lot. So, what can you say about not only is he swearing and calling people out, but he's typically mic'd up when he does it? Did he ever call you out? Was there ever a funny time? Was there a time where he was dead serious, but whatever he said and how he said it made you laugh? Bring me into the Fran Brown swear factor.
Man, man, oh man. Oh, I got it bad. I got it bad. I say my first year. Our first year, I say I got it bad, man. Doing them conditioning things we used to do. Man, I used to get cussed out. I used to get cussed out. But it was like looking back at it now, all you could do is laugh about it because it's like as it happened more and more, I was like, honestly, I'm gonna just have to listen to like the message and not the tone because if you take it to heart, then you're not going to really like appreciate the message that he's having, that he's trying to send towards you,
Yeah.
and you just want to take it to heart, take it personally, and it's going to throw you off your mojo, and that's honestly you lose at that point. You feel me? If you get
Yeah.
under your skin, I want to get under your skin, then it's over. So you just gotta be strong. You just gotta stay strong and laugh. Or if you don't want to laugh, you just lock in. It's one or the other. Because he gonna get you. No matter who you is, you gonna get got. You gonna get got.
How did Fran's tough love make you a better player and a better person?
Um, Understanding that, like I said a little bit ago, listening to the tone and not the message. I mean, listening to the message and not the tone. Sorry.
Yeah.
You understand that he's really just there because he wants you to be successful. You feel me? And
Yeah.
if you got both feet in and you completely locked into it, it's going to play out how you want to play out. You know, everything is going to start to fall into place, and you're going to be really happy. You feel me? And that's the thing about it. You know, yes, it became a business like you saw with NIL and everything. It became a big business. And if you can still sit back and find the enjoyment in the sport that you've been playing all your life, it makes it 10 times better. Even the hard times become fun and things of that nature. So it's like, I have to say is that. I have to say that.
If there was a Syracuse football swear jar, how much money would Fran have to put in every practice?
How much we talking per swear word?
So I'm gonna yeah. So I'm gonna say, let's say it's $1 per swear word per practice.
Mm, I said minimum $50 a practice. Minimum 50 ball. And sometimes he'd be like, yo, I gotta stop cussing, then he do good. But it ain't something if something going on that you don't like, then that jar gonna start to fill pretty quickly.
I will say this too. When I come into practice, I mean, you know this, and the guys on the team know this. I'm not your typical media person, and I care about the person more than I care about the story. Right? There's some people that
Mm,
write the story and they plug the quotes in when they've already decided what the story is. Where I let the person I'm speaking with be the story, like we're doing today, and I let you tell your own story. Well, when I come into practice, I always tell people I'm a student of the game. I'm watching. I said like I got my sweats on. I got either my wake up call gear on or I got my SU gear on, and I'm watching like from a coach's point of view. I'm trying to break things down, and there's always good music that's playing. So when I'm standing around the media, I'm usually bopping. I'm not sitting there doing nothing. What is it about the song, the new 4G, like the new 4G's on the G? Like, why was that always played in practice? Because of Fran Brown, I know that song, and I'm no joke. I play that song so much in my car now because I heard it at every dang near practice that I was at for the last year plus. Why is that the song, man?
Man, I have no clue, man. I would just remember one day he was like, "Man, it's gonna be this is it, either say interest music or this is gonna be my exit music."
Okay.
It was one of those two. Then once he played it one time, I'm like, okay, I ain't heard this song in a long time. And he just he just kept playing it. Then at that point, it was like, well, this is the new thing at this point. So now almost every practice, at the end or somewhere in the middle or even both, that song is being played.
Yeah. And he's locked in on that song enough that it is in my head, and I now feel like I have to hear it at a Syracuse football practice. You talked about faith, getting closer to God. Why was that important to you? Why has that been important to you to continue to grow your faith? And what can you say about where you're at in your faith right now?
I would say understanding that um, there's a higher power. You know, when things is out of your control, be and you able to like sit back and realize, okay, it's out of my control. I can put it in the hands of God,
Yeah.
and He'll help me. He'll guide me and take me, honestly, like take the wheel and guide me to the location I want to go, guide me to the path I want to go. And the funniest thing is, I have to say the funniest thing with that. Well, some people might say it's funny, some people might not. Like to me, the funniest thing with that is like if you're not doing something right, there's going to be some challenge, some tribulation that's going to hit you, and it's either going to catch you off guard or you're going to be able to take it and keep it pushing. It's going to hit you and keep it pushing. So, and if you got faith in Him, you're going to know, hey, God's just putting me through a test. And it's time to keep going, or you can go even harder. But if you hit a test and you like back up, or you stop, or your faith starts to hinder a little bit, then obviously he's going to love you no matter what. But it's going to be up to you whether or not you feel as if you have the self power, self love to go back and build your faith or deter away. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was honestly that. And it's like coming from a very small city and everything, having an opportunity to go to a prestigious HBCU for my time there, then also able to hop in the portal, then go to another prestigious school is was like an honor, a blessing in itself. It's like them is both of those spots are very, very strong in academics. Both degrees hold power, and that was one thing that was really important as well. But like I said, the faith part is just so important because honestly, yeah, obviously I just wouldn't be here without him. Just to put it that way. And I say it grown a lot. It grown a tremendous amount. It grown a lot. And it makes you wake up each day happier knowing like no matter what I do, I get to attack the day and I know God is watching over me.
Yeah. No, and I can agree with that. Like you said, good, bad, or indifferent. When adversity strikes, they said sometimes he calms the storm, other times he calms the sailor. So sometimes he doesn't take the storm away because he needs it for you to grow. And sometimes he's calming that storm, and sometimes he's calming you. But either way, he's teaching you something if you let him do that. I also am a firm believer that he'll continue to test you the same way. Like he'll bring you through the same test over and over until you take it and until you pass it. So if you run from it, it's going to come back. If you fail it, it's going to come back. So has there been a time in your life where God gave you a test and you either ran from it or maybe didn't feel like you passed the test, and he brought it back through a different person or a different situation and said, all right, Demetrius, time to take it again? Do you feel like God's done that in your life, saying either you failed this test or you didn't take this test, so here it is again, show me what you got?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd have to say absolutely. Um, Man, how can I explain it? Um, Being big headed is one. I say being big headed has bit me a couple times in terms of like, you need to humble up a little bit. Sit down, child. And I had to. The first time I did it, I was like, man, I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna keep doing and keep being big headed and the same thing would happen. And it was like, okay, well, if the same thing happened, and I've got to be the problem and I need to change, essentially. So I look myself in the mirror and be like, yo, you got to change this or you're not going to get a different result. You feel me? Like, you can't keep doing the same thing. Now, you can't always do the same thing expecting the same result, especially if, the competition is starting to rise.
Yeah.
You're, what I say? Competition starting to rise and you have much more to lose. You feel me? When you have much more to lose, I feel as if those tests, those challenges, it's a little different.
Yeah.
It's a little different because then at that point you got so many people, you know, counting on you, and you also got you counting on yourself. So I had to learn real quick, real quick
Yeah.
to lock in and continue to show faith. And then once that happens, then it starts to go your way. Then boom, another instance will happen, and then you have to just keep on striving and keeping your faith nice and strong.
And for you, what can you say about kind of where your faith is now? Have you learned to be more humble? Because I know you said like the big headed was something that came into your life more than once. So do you find yourself being more appreciative in your blessings, more humble, just where you're at right now?
Absolutely, all the above, what you just said. Absolutely, um, taking it as a blessing, being humble as well, and also congratulating the people that I think the biggest thing I did, or the thing I witnessed, it was like yes, even though the bill getting signed by the Bills was a blessing in itself for me as well. Like it's always good to sit back and to congratulate the people who supported you.
Yeah.
Like yes, thank you so. I appreciate you, telling me congratulations. Well, congratulations to you as well because I know that you supported me so much and you are happy. You are just as happy as well. And I would say that was like the time I was like, okay, so this humbling stuff is also very, very important, very healthy as well. It's like you also, you have your moments where you have to be selfish or big headed, to motivate yourself. But it's always knowing the time and place, ultimately being humble and being very grateful of the opportunity that is presented ahead of you.
And the opportunity that you have, Da'Metrius Weatherspoon, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, signed by the Buffalo Bills as an undrafted free agent. What do you want to say about this opportunity that Buffalo has given you? The fact that you could be playing tackle, you could be playing guard on the offensive side of the ball, just appreciating this opportunity and what you expect yourself to make of this opportunity when you get to head over to Buffalo.
Uh, I just want to say I appreciate that. Like you said, I wanted to say I appreciate the opportunity that gave me. Um, and I'm gonna take big advantage of the opportunity that I have to get to where I want to get to. I don't want to get into too much detail, but just know I'm very appreciative on everybody, the Orange family, Bills Mafia, everybody. That's what I say.
Have you watched the Bills Mafia jump and break tables in the parking lot? Have you watched some of these videos of how crazy the Bills Mafia gets out there?
I went to their home opener 2 years ago with my girl's family, and
Okay.
so yeah, the home guy, what was it? The home opener against the Cardinals. Yeah, so I was able to see a lot of stuff.
And as you get set, tackle, guard, does it matter to you? You've had experience in college at both. Just what you can say to playing interiorly or on the exterior of the offensive line.
Wherever I'm needed, I'm willing to play.
Okay. Fair enough. Simple enough. I'm going to tell you this because with you being a professional now, you can go
Mhm.
after your own deals and do your own things. But this could have been a good NIL thing too if you and I had talked about this. The hair that you have, I think there should have been some type of NIL thing where Syracuse University sold hats where people could put them on and have the Demetrius, that fro to have the hair so that when we're out at the dome, we would see everybody rocking it. And that maybe in the fourth quarter, we could do like the Demetrius shuffle or something like that. People could be going crazy with the hair. That's one thing. The other thing is on the ice cream side, I think about doing something with a big spoon and having, because that's your nickname, and having like a bigger tub of ice cream, like you have the small, medium, large. If we had an
Mhm.
extra large called the big spoon, and it was because it was like a gigantic sundae with a gigantic spoon. So I'm just saying, with the Bills and the NFL, maybe we need to get some, Demetrius hair things that people can throw on, or maybe we need to get a big spoon ice cream type of partnership.
Oh yeah, I love both of those ideas. Absolutely. Of course, the first one. The first one's hilarious. I really like that first one. With everybody out there with wigs on, that joint would be hilarious. But definitely them two. Might have to might have to look into that.
We definitely got to look for something for you. Always idea. I mean, I tell you off the air, I'm an idea man. So I'll give you some ideas as long as you copyright them. Show me some love on them. But
For sure.
Demetrius, we're going to go into rapid fire in a second where we could put each other on the hot seat and go back and forth. But before we do that, why should the Buffalo Bills, who have signed you as an undrafted free agent, why should they keep you through training camp preseason, and why should you be a part of the 53-man roster as an offensive lineman with the Buffalo Bills?
I'll say my leadership, my respect, and the amount of effort I put day in and day out. Easily. Them three answers just like that. And also character as well.
All those things that go beyond talent, talking about who you would be as a human being to this team. Leadership, respect, dedication, all those pieces are huge. Let's play some rapid fire. Players never get to ask questions, but on this show you do. So you can ask me any question, any topic. I have to answer it. We'll go back and forth. So you'll ask the first, then I'll go. We'll go back and forth. What's your question for me?
What's your favorite football team?
The Jacksonville
NFL.
Jaguars. Yeah, I've been a
Interesting.
Jaguar since 1995 when they came into the league. So, always been a Jaguar. Love Fred Taylor. Was always a big Fred Taylor fan. So, it's been Jacksonville all day, every day. And it doesn't hurt that I like the logo and I like the newer logo even more. So, my question back to
It-
you, Demetrius. All right. I'm 5'8". I'm lean. I got muscle. And I've done better with my cardio in recent history because I didn't like to run growing up as a kid, but I played basketball. If
Mhm.
you were to put me on the field on an NFL team, what position would you put me at and why?
Slot.
What'd you say?
I put you at slot.
Okay. Put me at slot. So now I got to run
I
across
put
the
you,
middle and I might get hit, but I got to get the ball. All right.
but you might not do.
That's true. I got to be fast. So you put me
You
at
feel
slot.
me?
All right. I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect slot receiver. Why'd you pick that?
I feel like that'd be an opportunity. That's a good position to for you to be able to strive with that statue, with the
All right.
statue you have.
All right. Little Darren Sproles action. Little Maurice Jones drill. All right. What's your next question for me?
If you could live anywhere, where would you live?
Well, my second home is Florida, but I've been thinking about this. If I were to live overseas, it would probably be Italy or Spain. I was in Italy at this time of year last year, and for the first time ever. And I have family in Spain, and I've only heard good things. So I feel like I'd probably go back to where my family roots are, either Italy or Spain. My question back to you, Demetrius. If you took over my show for the day and it was Wake Up Call with Da'Metrius Weatherspoon, who would be the three guests that you'd have on the show and why?
Hmm. It could be anybody, right?
Can be anybody you want.
Oh, bet. First, I'd have to say my new quarterback now, Josh Allen.
Okay.
Of course, Josh Allen.
Okay.
Then I'd have to say, then I'll probably go two O linemen. I'd probably go Trent Williams and between Deion Dawkins and Spencer Brown.
Okay. And why would you choose the three that you chose?
Because them is all vets and they are very good at what they do.
Okay.
Very much so.
All right. And he chose all Buffalo Bills, folks. So shows that the man did his homework. He's not just going to the team, but he knows the team. All right. What's your last question for me?
Last question. All right, bet. If Fran told you that you could come to a practice and you could suit up, would you do it?
Yeah. I'm not turning down a challenge. And if
What?
Fran's gonna give me some, if he's gonna give me some words, I'm gonna give him some words back. I'm gonna play with Fran a little bit. So I'm definitely gonna play with Fran. I've gotten to know him a little bit on the air, off the air. So I feel like I'd give him
Hmm.
everything I possibly could at practice. I'm gonna do everything for the Lord first and foremost, and I'm gonna go out there and do it. And then, he give me some trash talk. I give him some trash talk. And hopefully at the end of practice, he'd be like, all right, I see you, DT. I see you, DT. Like, that's what I want at the end of practice. Like, I see you. Okay. All right.
For sure, for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Demetrius, if you were in a rap battle with three of your Syracuse teammates, who would you want to face? Round one, round two, round three, in a round robin rap battle. Give me the three teammates at Syracuse that you want to go bars against. Who are they?
Against, um, I say, I say Naquil.
Okay.
Naquil's one. Um, Deuce is tough. Deuce is tough with the rap battles, so I have to say Deuce as well.
Okay.
And then probably anyone that would be funny. And my dog Ted, my
Okay. You
boy
you
Ted also.
Okay, you cut out for a second. You're kind of going in and out. So who was the last one? Oh, we
My
lost.
boy, I say my boy Ted Olson.
Okay, Tate Olson. Okay, so why'd you pick the three you picked?
Oh. Um, Quell, me and Quell close. Um, Deuce is genuinely good. I rap battle him for the most part.
Okay.
And Ted is just my dog. Ted, if Ted see this, he'll know what I'm talking about. Ted is my dog.
All right. So Olson gets some love as well. With that being said, Da'Metrius Weatherspoon here with us. Buffalo Bill, signed by the Bills here in 2026, heading to camp for the 2026-27 season. Tackle and guard, willing to play where needed. And Da'Metrius Weatherspoon, as always, D, I appreciate you being a part of the show. Appreciate you talking with me throughout your time at Syracuse. And definitely look forward to continuing to tell your story here on Wake Up Call.